Hi folks, my name's Chuck Newt, and I'm with the Winking Pig Barbecue, and you're watching a new episode of Chuck's A-Cookin'. Today, we're going to do pork rib tips. Okay, so what are rib tips? Well, if you ever bought full slab ribs, spare ribs, they come with both the ribs, but they also have the tips connected. And then if you go to like a barbecue restaurant, you'll find that normally they sell what are called St. Louis style ribs. And those ribs have had the tips cut off. Well, here in the upper Midwest, I live in Indiana, up around Chicago there's a lot of pork meat packers. And so these meat packers, they package these St. Louis style ribs for all these restaurants and whatnot. Well, they have all these rib tips left over. And so what are they going to do with them? What are people going to do with them? Well, we eat them. And around here, rib tips are actually a featured menu item in most of the barbecue joints around here. And in fact, I sell them when I go out with my smoker myself. And they sell very well. And so I want to show you how to go about cooking these. The rib tips actually are the ends of the ribs towards the center of the body, down towards the bacon. And so they sometimes have a little tip of bone from the ribs that are still in there, but then there's a lot of cartilage in these tips. And I'll show you how to deal with that cartilage. And so let's get turned around. I'm getting ready to put my special rub on these rib tips, and we'll go from there. Okay, so these are our rib tips. Like I said, you will actually find little tips of bone sometimes in these tips, and for the most part, as we cook these out, they will basically pop out of the tips. I like to go along, and if I find any like flaps of fat or whatever like that, I will just cut those off, because they'll just kind of burn. So I don't trim a lot of it off. So I like to have some fat on them. It'll help keep the meat moisturized as we're smoking. There. Now you can actually see that maybe. There's some of that cartilage that I was telling you about. And admittedly, a lot of the rib joints don't cook their tips, but I'm getting ready to show you how to do them. Again, you can tell that's just the tip of that bone right there. It moves right back and forth like that, and they're not full bones by any means. I also clean these up because now I'm not cooking commercially today, but you know, customers don't like to pay for a whole lot of fat. There we go. I think we're looking pretty decent now. So I'm gonna kind of move these, kind of stack them like so. Now then, I'm gonna take my rub. I don't make this myself. You can find this stuff right here at virtually any grocery store in America. They even make TV commercials, and they don't advertise it as a rub. But I am not going to tell you exactly what it is. But I'll tell you it has no sugar in it, and I want to go sparingly when I use it on ribs or tips, because it does have a high salt content, and other spices, but you can over salt your tips and your ribs because they're so thin. And if you over salt them and you want to use a sauce on them, they'll over salt it and it will take it away from the flavor of your sauce. So, that being said, good barbecue should not need a sauce at all if you've done things right. And I can eat these ribs with this only on them, or these tips, no problem. Got my fire going out there, and in fact I'm actually making another video at the same time I'm making this one in regards to fire management. You might want to check that out, and in the upper right hand side of your screen there will be a tag here. And if you think you got it too heavy somewhere, just give it a rub and spread it out. That's why they call it a rub. Now, I don't use anything in regards to like mustard or anything like that to help this rub seasoning. Oops, that was not good. I do not use anything to help it to stick to the ribs, or in this case tips. And I'm seasoning these approximately an hour at the most before they go on the smoker. And the reason being is because salt will pull moisture out of your ribs, and so I don't want to season these like overnight or anything like that, because we want the moisture to stay in our meat. It's not nearly the issue with a brisket or with pork butt. Of course, they are a much greater mass of meat, and we don't have that problem. So there we go. Some well-seasoned, some well-rubbed meat. We do rub our meat here at the Winking Pig Barbecue. Alright, so we're going to let that sit while we go get our fire finished off and get ready to put our meat on, and we'll be back with you. Okay, so it's 12 noon and it's time to take these to the smoker. Okay, so it's time to open Betty Lou up and get our meat onto the smoker here. I'm going to try not to set the meat right on top of my temperature probes. Probes are in, heat is on. I'm just doing a small smoke today for the purposes of this video and the fact that I'm going to eat it for dinner. So there we go, meat is on. I'm going to smoke these for about 3 hours. I do not do these by temperature. I do these by time, at least to start with. So here we go. By the way, we'll be running the smoker between 225 and 275, and that's simply because we got us a big offset smoker here, and every time you add wood into it, your temperature is going to fluctuate up and up when you put it in a new log, and then it'll coast back down, and so that's how that happens. Okay, so it's been 3 hours now. We're right at it, and my rib tips, I can see. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull this out. I don't have to have my face quite right in the smoke. Turn the camera around a little bit. We're going to temp this. Okay. Right now it's reading 191. So guess what? Technically, they're done. They're not done. In fact, I'm going to pull them off of there. I'm going to put them into a oil pan over here. Yes, you can eat those right now. Did you see that crack open like that when I picked it up? Now got my foil pan here. Tell you what, okay, I want to show you something in regards to these. So they are done, but let's see if I can find some here. Remember I told you these have cartilage in them. They're hot. Or not finding it. Okay, there's a hunk right there. Now then, you see how that cartilage is. Tough stuff. So what we're going to do now is first I'm going to take a piece of that. I'm going to taste it. And it's not terrible at all. We're going to put a cup of water in there. Now then, we're going to close this up. And since I got the smoker going, I'm going to put it back in the smoker. You could, the other option is, from here you could actually take this and put it in the oven at about, say, 350. And we're going to go for another 3 hours here. Alright, so there we are, back in the smoker. I'm going to close that down. 3 hours. Keep our temperature between 225 and 275. And we'll come check them, See them again in a little bit. Okay folks, so we're back inside. And we got our pan in off the smoker. So, here comes the steam. Alright. Those are some beautiful looking rib tips right there. Now then, let's see if we can find it. You see how these are just falling apart? That's the way they ought to be. Now then, right there's that piece of cartilage, and you see how it has broken down, and it's almost like fat actually, and if I left it on even longer it would totally break down. So we just take these out like so. Take your cleaver, there you go. That's your rib tips right there. That's a good dinner. Alright. So, and you can eat it just like that, or you can have it sauced, one or the other. That's totally up to you. Let's see if I can't not gum up my camera too much here. There we go. Almost like pulled pork. So, it's about that time again. Let me get turned around. Okay folks, so it is that time. Now I've taken just a little bit of my own sauce, my Chuck's Decidedly Different barbecue sauce that I make myself, and I put that on here and just stuck it in the microwave for a second to warm it up since it's been in the refrigerator. And here we go. Little slice of bread on the side, coleslaw, mac and cheese, and you're all set. Maybe baked beans. There you go. So, I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. If you like what you see, do me a favor, down at the bottom, hit like and subscribe. And stay tuned, because there's always more to come.